Welcome back. It is National Cranky Coworkers Day. I know, who would have thought? Debbie Downers, beware. We are bringing sunshine this morning with Dr. Melissa Estavillo, licensed psychologist with Biltmore Counseling. Melissa, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, always great to see you here in studio.
Good to see you too.
Let's tackle the first one. How do we deal with these cranky people in the workplace?
I think so often when we're happy people, we just want to spread our cheer and share it. And so often that's not the best way, because people that are just predominantly cranky, it feels like they're just going to stay that way. So best bet is just to avoid them. Find a way to just kind of relegate them to the side of your life.
Is there, one of the parts of the study is that you said avoid them. Let's talk about setting clear boundaries.
Yeah, so it feels like oftentimes these things start with kind of small encroachments on, our conversations. It suddenly turns to something more gossipy or more negative.
Yeah.
And the best thing that we can do is set some clear boundaries from the beginning, that that's not something that's appropriate for the workplace or something that we want to engage in, just to send the message, hey, this is not something that's going to be really welcome here.
Yeah, and okay, so let's talk about, should you tame the sunshine?
I think that anything at extreme forms is always going to be bad. So super negative, super positive, all of us want to stay away. So let's find balance in the middle.
Right, in the middle. Connecting, I like the last one you have on here, is connecting with positive coworkers, because if you can connect with people who are living in that same moment.
Right.
And can we just make a point too, if you can explain this? Just because someone is sharing sunshine doesn't mean that they're experiencing it in every area of their life. Everyone goes through hard times.
Right. So again, back to that balance. I think that it shouldn't be that there's no room for negativity.
Yeah.
It's when people are perpetually seeing the negative side of life that can be really heavy. But we need to leave room for people to be in a place of distress where they can be encouraged. So we do want for the workplace to be a place of support and positivity in many ways.
And I think for a lot of people coming back from, working from home or making that transition back and forth, if you're hybrid, we're learning to work together again.
Yes. I think that many people feel out of practice. They feel very awkward, so they tend to be a little bit more distant from others. And I think if we can jump back in and say all of us are humans, all of us feel a little bit off, but we benefit from community and connection.
Yeah, and one thing that you shared that I was completely floored by, and folks at home, maybe this will, or maybe you've experienced this, or maybe it'll kind of surprise you, was that people leave jobs because of cranky people.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, you think about it, we spend the vast majority of our lives at work.
Yeah.
It's something that, if it's a negative in our life, can impact our marriage at home or our connections to our kids. And so if this becomes just a really septic, negative part of our life, I can see where many people eventually say, I just can't stay there and be healthy in all these other places.
And I think that's really unfortunate, because you have morale, right? Then that is affected in the workplace within your circles of coworkers.
Right. I read somewhere that one negative person can bring down productivity by 30%.
Oh,
so
that's a big number.
You can see where there's that heaviness, and sometimes the people feel like that can't change. They're just going to leave because this is just too negative for them, or they're not really able to bring about the numbers or productivity that they're expected.
So we'll end on this last question. Speaking about negativity with people in the workplace, if somebody comes to you and they say, Dr. Estavillo, I'm really cranky, I don't know what's the matter, and how do I bounce back? Speak to those people this morning.
So often that's actually coming from a place of burnout, where it feels like we've overextended ourselves, we haven't been able to fill back up emotionally, and so we just feel like everything feels harder, we're trying harder, and we're not getting the same result. So really being able to tackle, why is that person burned out? Are they not really able to engage in something they're passionate about? Does it feel like there's not a sense of growth or opportunity at their work?
Right.
And so finding that energy and that rejuvenation can definitely be a great cure for the grumpy coworker.
And maybe it's time for them to change their lane, find something that makes them happy at that point. Because you're right, we spend so much time at work and with people that we're with. I spend more time with Troy than I do my husband.
Exactly, yeah. So I think it's something that should be a priority. We should be thinking about, what are our values? How do we find more of that passion within our work? And feeling like it's not just a static thing where other people have to do it for us, but we can invest in our work and create a positive environment ourselves.
Melissa, thank you so much.
Of course.
I appreciate it. Dr. Estavillo, Biltmore Counseling, you can find her there. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Why aren't we wearing helmets?
Look at this hair. There's no way I'm ruining this with a helmet.